Clicked it again, then it said,
Oh, wait.
okay.
Now
Yeah.
recording.
I see it now, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, go.
All right. Well, this was a big step for me because I wanted to have everything planned out. And Kelly said, well, talk about what it felt like to be a coach 3 weeks in. And I thought, 3 weeks in, I'm a year in. What are you talking about? I'm still probably have all these questions. So I did go back and I had looked in the group. So I wanted to make sure that I let people ask the questions. But one of the things that I thought I had seen a lot of, and I think that I'm struggling with it still too, or not, I won't say struggling, but trying to find that balance is finding the balance. Feeling overwhelmed, we're trying to do a lot. We're trying to work, we're trying to build our business. We have activities with our families, we have our own fitness, everything. How do we balance it all? And I think I saw Carrie say your power hour seems to go so fast, because I look at it and I thought, oh my gosh, it's 6:30. You're supposed to be in the car trying to drive to work. So it goes pretty quickly, and we just feel like we're trying to do it all. So feeling like I've been disconnected, did I cover what I thought I saw in the last weeks of still what some of the questions are around with the group? No? Yes. Okay. So just one of the things, because I saw mute buttons go off all of a sudden.
So I just want to be clear, was that a question to us? Like, were those the questions of the group? And I apologize because I haven't fully scrolled all the way down, but is that what you're asking us, Deidre? If those
Yes.
were the right questions to answer?
Yes. That's what I was asking.
Right. Like Shayla talked about time management, right, Shayla?
Yeah, a little bit. Mm-hmm.
And then wasn't there one, it might not have been this past week, but the week before, about knowing, keeping fresh ideas to post, or did I dream that up from another group?
That was one of the posts this week, I thought.
Okay, cool. All right, Groovy, go.
Okay. So are there questions? I mean, I know that it got covered last week. I think in one of the calls I've seen some posts, but are there other questions that we wanted to cover that are around continuing, trying to get some ideas and tips on balancing, or are there additional questions? And I know some of the people that I thought I saw some posts on aren't on the call.
Mm-hmm. I guess one thing I saw, and I posted a link because there was a good training webinar out there already in our Coach Online office, but navigating our Coach Online office. I think that was Jennifer that asked the question. So I guess I'll throw it out there to you, Uta, since you're kind of our newest person on. As you've been getting in there and playing around in your back office, are you kind of getting the hang of it and knowing what things to look at when you're back there, or are you still kind of lost?
No, I thought the document was good. I haven't had a lot of time to really go in there and mess around. Mm-hmm. I think I'm looking too much at what's going on Facebook and not concentrating just on things that I need to concentrate on, because for me it's just overwhelming trying to figure out just what side is what and what groups I need to be really looking at. And so I think just trying to figure it all out right now.
Right. So that kind of goes into the time management a little bit too. And it's really easy to get lost into the newsfeed of Facebook, which you kind of got to get out of that and sort of focus. I'll say I kind of sometimes have to shake myself and be like a pilot on the plane, because I had a friend that's a pilot and who's like, sometimes you feel like you're not going in the right direction. Even though you're looking at your panel and you have to stick your head in the panel, so you're not paying attention to how you're feeling and all this other stuff going around. So I kind of have to do that and kind of get back to sort of the core things I need to be doing, scratch it off, and then shut Facebook down. and not look at the news feed and go to other people's pages and waste an hour here or there. But Dee, I guess I'll turn it over to you or Kelly if you guys want to talk about that a little bit more.
I have some input, but Deirdre, did you have something?
No. Not on that. I mean, because I also have been in the past one that I need to check this out. What sites do I need to be on? How do I get activity? Oh, what's the perfect picture? So then Kelly, seeing one of your posts that says, oh, now if you have a picture, it might not end up in the news feeds. And I realized I was spending a lot of time on, you need the perfect picture. What was I trying to convey? And I think I needed to just think about that messaging.
Right. Okay. So, and one of the things because Shayla had asked me to talk about the edge tonight. So I definitely can do that, or, we can wait for a team call for that. But I put some slides together on that, and 2 of which are going to be specifically on Facebook posts. But what I want to say about Facebook is, and this is no exaggeration, this is a complete and total confession. You 4 are going to hear from out of my mouth. So next month will be 3 years I've been a coach, which I can't even believe. I swear to God, I can't, because we were talking. So 2 years and 11 months. Okay, that might be an exaggeration, but 2 years and close, like really just in the last couple of months, have I realized that, I'm using the newsfeed as a distraction, but subconsciously my brain would tell me this is what I need to be doing and reading the newsfeed so that I can like on photos. Because if I'm not interacting, like this is how Facebook works. If you're not interacting and or they're not interacting with you, regardless if you're friends or not, you don't see it. You don't see theirs. And what made me think of that a couple months ago is because I don't see any Savannah people anymore, like zilch, none, unless they happen to be one of my customers. I don't see anything. I don't see anything going on in Savannah. And I'm like, what is happening? So I realized, probably 2,000 people, Beachbody coaches, like friend request me. I don't know why they do it, but they do it. And I always feel bad. Like I just want to help new coaches. And so I accept the friend request, but that's all I see. And because Facebook's metrics see that I'm in fitness, that I post about fitness, that's all they show me in my newsfeed. So that's all I see. So I am guilty of being in that newsfeed. And I, the only thing I can say that I had to admit to myself is it's distracting me, even though I somehow thought I needed to be there liking on photos so I could make sure that they see that, I'm interacting with the Facebook sees I'm interacting with these people and they're interacting with me and I want to be in their newsfeed. Same with my page. So I want to prohibit any of you guys for doing that for 3 years, because and so now what I do is I'm keeping a list of like any new friends I've made, like that I've friend requested, which I don't do a lot of on Facebook, but you guys should. Any new coaches, you guys should be doing that. And so I have that list. I write down who did I friend request, and I check it every day. If by day 3 they have not accepted my friend request, I go back to their Facebook page and I remove the friend request, because I don't know if Shayla's gone through that with you guys, but Facebook will start blocking you from sending out friend requests. So keep a list. If you initiate the friend request, keep a list of that and check it. And then if they haven't accepted it, remove the friend request. And all you do is you just click on, where it'll say friend request sent. When you go back to their profile, you click on that and you remove that. So, and then you can friend request them at a later date if you still want to try to get them to be a friend. So I'll do that. And then of course on my like page, people that have liked my like page, a lot of those people, I can't see their profile, they're private. So all I can see is their name. So I can't even like on any of their posts, but I will try, I will make the effort. But if I can't like on their posts or anything, and it's not they've just some random person that liked on a picture on my like page, I don't feel comfortable like just sending them a message going, I see you like my picture. What do you need help with? Like, I don't want to do that. That's different now once they've liked my page. But so when I'm on Facebook now, what I'm doing is I am going, like I'm typing in pages and then like coaches like you guys, like I'll type in your names because you don't really necessarily show up my newsfeed. I mean, if you can see my newsfeed, it's ridiculous. I can't find anything in it. So I will go specifically to your pages, like a few pictures, because I want to make sure that I keep you in my newsfeed so I can make suggestions or, you know, just celebrate with you your successes and things like that. But I definitely think Facebook needs, you know, it can get overwhelming. So have a plan when you go on Facebook. If you're going to be on Facebook for 15 minutes, set your clock. You're on Facebook, and when the dinger goes off on your phone and the 15 minutes is up, it's just up, and you got to get off. So you need to have a strategy and a plan for what you're going to do in those 15 minutes, especially if you're breaking it up. If you're going to do 15 minutes before work, 15 minutes at lunch, 15 minutes at night, you know, whatever. Put on your calendar, let yourself know, okay, in the 15 minutes from 6A to 6:15, I am going to Shayla's page and Susie Q and John Doe, and I'm going to like on 2 of their posts, and I'm moving on. So that would be my biggest tip for Facebook, so I can save you from 3 years of doing what I've been doing, which is, I've had a lot of success on Facebook, but I really have. It's just a distraction, and you just get sucked in. So I now have a definite plan, and I'm just typing stuff in. I don't even look at my newsfeed. If I look down in that newsfeed, or if my fingers are like on my Mac ready to scroll, like I literally have to hit my hand. I will not allow myself to scroll the newsfeed. So there are some of my tips about Facebook, but it is a necessary evil. Like, we have to be on there because that really, in my personal opinion, unless of course you are better at Pinterest. Like, if you like being on Pinterest, then build your platform on Pinterest. If you prefer to do Instagram because it's easier to find people, then build your platform there. Whatever platform you decide to do, you know, be on more than one, but take one and go deep. Go, like, just submerge yourself in that one and build your business. So Uta, I agree with you. Like, it is very difficult to get anything done on Facebook if you don't have a plan. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm just being as humble as I can be. I imagine I've wasted hundreds of hours. So, but like I said, I'm gonna go through some tips about Facebook, like what's working on Facebook now as well, when we get a chance.
The past 2 weeks, what has happened?
Yeah, I heard there were some big changes.
Reach is horrible. I mean, it has been like, when I would normally get 300 or 400, I get like 68.
Wait, what? 60 likes or 60 views?
Views.
Yeah.
The reach is awful.
Right. So they'll do that every so often because you'll notice, like, I always notice I'm having, you know, near 1,000 views, and then it'll go to 100. And I'm like, okay, so they've changed the algorithm again. And they're going to keep doing that. Is never going to change. They're going to keep doing that. I also found out this past weekend, in the next 12 to 18 months, Facebook as we know it will not exist. It will be many more dollars, I think, to play. So we need to really have we need to utilize this free time, this next 12 to 18 months, and build as best we can. 25% of the world is currently online, period. And by 2017, 75% of the world will be online. Now, of course, Facebook will be affected, and God only knows what else. But so where I'm going with this, and where you'll see me talking more in team trainings about, is making your presence now, because, you know, all those people will just be coming on, and all of us that have an established online presence for whatever our niche is, we're going to have to get laser focused on our niche, and we'll already be established. We'll already be established with our blogs and our posts and when I say blogs, you can do blogs in many ways. You don't have to sit down and write, you know, and the long blog is out. Like, you can do a blog, which is a video blog, you know, 15-second blog each day, whatever you choose to do. I think it's fun. I mean, I think it's going to be great, but I guess what I'm saying is, like, we need to really have a strategy for how we're going to use Facebook or whatever social media platform. But Facebook is not going to be free like it is right now. We're already having to pay to play a little bit on a like page. it's in the next 12 to 18 months is going to change even more financially. So just keep that in mind, but it's nothing earth shattering now. But Shayla, in answer to your question, I, in my personal opinion, and from what I can tell, they're changing that algorithm at least every 3 months.
Yeah, I just haven't figured it out yet. Like I haven't figured out what is doing better now.
You won't. You won't figure it out, and they don't want us to figure it out. I mean, and again, I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. I'm on Facebook for free, so it doesn't bother me in that way. But just remember to follow Mari Smith, follow Amy Porterfield. They are, that is their business. Like they are on top of Facebook, and every time that, and Facebook talks to them. So they know like what's happening. Social Media Examiner, Michael Stelzner. Yeah. So all three of those, you want to like make them show up all the time for you, because that's they usually know pretty quickly when the algorithm changes, and then they can kind of get to the bottom of it. Deidre, in answer to your question, what I did say, pictures weren't working as well at that time, and that was for a personal page, not a like page. The pictures have always worked well on a like page, and they're going to continue to. Think of your like page like a magazine. It's no different than Instagram. Instagram and your like page would be very similar. People go to like pages to learn something, to gain information. But on your personal page, they had gone back to status updates getting more views, and now it's back to picture. It's back to equal. But you'll see, I play around with it a lot. I'll post a video on my personal page going, can anybody see this? Because sometimes they just don't even put it in the feed. So,
wow. Okay.
But so do that though, and that it creates engagement. Like you can even just lie, like throw something up and let people are going to see and say, I don't know, can you see this? And you're going to get a lot of yes, no, whatever, but that'll get your affinity up.
I did that last week.
Yeah. So
like 3 times.
Yeah, do it several times a week, and it can be like something silly. Like when I was getting my Galaxy S5, I was like, and I already knew I wasn't getting an iPhone, but I just put it up because it's always, people love to talk about Samsung versus iPhone. So I put a picture of an iPhone, picture of a Galaxy, and I put an A and a B on them, and I said, pick A or B. And there was like 150 comments, and they just putting A or B. But that gets your affinity up. So just do stuff like that often. I mean, you can put down orange juice or coffee for breakfast, A or B. So, or whatever. But just like, you guys definitely want to have that in your Facebook plan, that you're going to do that a couple times a week, something that will boost your affinity that way on your like page too.
Okay. And
who was the other person? Mari Smith, and then who was the other one?
Amy Porterfield.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Mari Smith. Mari Smith, Mari, and Amy Porterfield, and then Michael Stelzner with Social Media Examiner.
Okay.
And they all have newsletters.
Yeah, I get Michael's and Mari's, but I don't think I'm following Amy, so I need to add her. When I started coaching, I learned about Amy Porterfield somehow before I even learned about Mari Smith, and I actually feel like I've learned about Facebook from Amy more than I did Mari, just because I don't know how I found her, but I found her early on, like within my first month of coaching or so. It was, and now you see all these Beachbody coaches following her. And I told Shalene about her, and then Shalene had her on a podcast, and now every Beachbody coach follows her. She's got a big Beachbody following now. Amy Porterfield does, but she really, she worked for Tony Robbins when she was in corporate America. She's really down to earth. I like her style of teaching, and she gives away, like, I got so much content from her that's how I've learned about, give away your best stuff, give it away to create your tribe, and then they will trust you, and then they will buy from you. So I probably did, I don't know, about 8 months or 8 to 10 months of learning from her before I ever bought anything from her. She gives away so much content. She has a podcast, and that's just chock full of content.
Well, I'm
so
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
Dee.
No, that's okay because I'm looking. It's about 9:25. So since we have the 30 minutes,
Oh, we're running out of time.
yes.
You know, I don't have a time limit, and if you guys still have time and you want me to go through those tips I was going to tell you about, I can just start another one.
Okay, I was going to ask. I didn't know. I just saw the comment. I didn't know what happened. Here, what I'll do. Go ahead, and from my iPad, I'll get another one started. I'll set up another one if you want.
Shayla, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to tell Uta, so I know that you are in a bunch of different groups. So we have Team Pride, we have Team Phoenix, we have this basics group, we have challenges as a team going on right now with our Movember, and so you know, you and I can connect as far as helping you understand sort of which groups to be looking out for and participating in. So it sounded like maybe some of that was part of your confusion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely, I don't look at the November group at all. I'm like,
Yeah. No, that's
one's
fine. Don't do that. I mean, definitely this basics, this training is something I'd want you to focus on. The other ones, I mean, we really don't have that many posts going on in Team Pride or Phoenix, only when we have questions or we find something that we feel is useful to push out to the rest of the group. But as far as checking daily, I would definitely say go in here to this basics coach training, and that should probably be your biggest focus at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'd say too, you know, Uta, we've got time set aside on Saturday to kind of go through your questions and get a timeline together for you. So I would recommend that you write down whatever questions you have as you are going throughout your day. And you're like, oh, I need to ask, you know, Shayla about this or Jenny about this. Just write it down, and we'll try and knock through it on Saturday or before then or after then. That's one thing I did when I got started is as things popped up, I just wrote it down, and I had a whole Shayla list.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you guys want to keep talking and we go through more stuff, or no? Do we want to save that for a different time?
I've got to drop.
Okay.
Sorry, I've got to drop. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we could save it for a different time. I'll put it I'm putting in a newsletter as well. And so Shayla will get that. And Dee, I think you're both on my mailing list. So they'll get that and then get it right to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Somebody was going to say something else? No?
Yeah, I think that was it, right?
Yes, I think that was it.
Awesome.
Right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.